Wagwan, beautiful people.
What's up, guys?
Welcome once again to another episode of Cooking with Nino. Today I'm going to be making for you a lovely Italian little appetizer snack dish called bruschetta.
Bruschetta?
Yes, or the Italian calls it bruschetta.
And we're doing it with our tomato harvest.
Our own tomato and basil harvest from our own backyard, guys. Went out this morning and harvested some lovely tomatoes, and now we're ready to go and put it together and make that lovely dish. So stick with us as we prepare ourselves. Check it out, guys, as I've got my tomato harvest here. I've got some lovely tomatoes that I picked from my garden this morning, and I've got some basil. I've also got back here, I've got some roasted garlic. I've taken a whole garlic, I've cut the top off, add some olive oil, and there I've got some of the roasted stuff there. I've also got some spring onions or green onions, and of course we can't forget our Parmigiano Reggiano, which we're gonna add to that, and extra virgin olive oil. And we're gonna make a lovely bruschetta dish, and we're gonna start off by getting our tomatoes. Okay, I've got my tomatoes all washed. As you can see, they're fairly small, so I'm gonna be cutting them up in maybe a half, just the big chunks. And I'm gonna get a lot of liquid going on here. I've harvested them, I've grown them. I don't want to waste anything. So I'm just gonna go away and just cut away these things. Now the larger ones, I'm just gonna go in and remove the stem. Okay, I'm just gonna remove the stem and just give them a cut. Just cut them in as large a slice or as cube as you'd like. And I don't want to waste any of this lovely goodness. I want to keep it all for myself. And you can prepare this, you know, if you're gonna have a party or something, you can probably prepare this a day ahead or a couple of days ahead, just to get them, all the tomatoes to get to know each other. And as you can see, there's gonna be a lot of liquid coming out of these tomatoes because they're nice and juicy. They're homegrown, organic, and they were planted right here in my backyard. They grew right here.
Thanks, Linda.
And I'm telling you,
Linda grew a lot of these plants from seed. So thanks, Linda.
Yeah, Linda provided us with all these little tomato plantlets, little tiny little things that we're using. And she actually gave us quite a variety. So we have quite a variety of tomatoes.
I'm gonna steal one
out back. And I tell you, if I allow Lo to do it, she'll steal one every second time, and I won't have any left over for the bruschetta. But
they're so sweet.
They are absolutely lovely.
And was that your best attempt at speaking Italian? Bruschetta?
Brusketta. People say, you know, North American manja cakes, they say bruschetta. And a lot of people will know it and refer to it as bruschetta. But, you know, all my Italian fans out there, you know it's bruschetta, right? Okay.
They named him Nino, so he thinks he's the Italian stallion.
I named Nino for a reason. You know, this is the Nino and Lo show for a reason, because I'm Nino. And as you know, there's not too many Ninos around that looks like me, if you know what I mean. I'm a special Nino. I'm a special breed.
That you are, sir. That you are.
So there we go, guys. And I don't think we're gonna use up all these tomatoes today. I think we're gonna save some so Lo can pluck away at it. All right. My green onions here. I'm gonna be cutting them up really thinly.
Look at that knife go.
Make sure we get nice slices here. So we have little green onions in every bite. You know, I think when you make this dish, every morsel should get a little bit of everything. All right. Cut that up. And just get rid of those. And just kind of help the whole thing into the bowl. We're gonna get all the goodness in here.
Colors are really nice.
Colors are lovely, vibrant. Get all that stuff off of there. And now I'm gonna get my basil. And I don't want to use all these big stems. I'm just really interested in the leaves. And if you guys have watched any previous episodes, you'll know that I've done a couple harvests already. The last one, I made a really nice batch of pesto, which I used in my pasta dishes, as well as other delicious treats that I've made. So we're just gonna remove just the leaves. And we're gonna cut these up.
It smells great.
It's an absolutely lovely smell.
Watch those fingers.
Well, I'll tell you, fingers got flavors, but we don't want them. All right, look at that. Just give it a little rough cut. Get that out. And we're gonna put all our fresh basil in a bowl with our tomatoes and our green onions. And I've also got some Himalayan sea salt here. I'm gonna hit it with some sea salt, and it just brings out the flavor of the tomatoes. And of course, some freshly ground black pepper. All right. And with that, I'm also going to be putting some olive oil. Put some olive oil in that.
And how much olive oil is that?
As much as you desire, as much as you love. If you love lots of olive oil, you put lots. You don't want a lot, you put a lot. But we're roughly talking about 3 or 4 teaspoons or tablespoons. I've also got here, I've got a couple of things here. I've got my roasted garlic. I've roasted this garlic. Just gonna give this a little mush. So I want to get it nice and mushed up. Because I'm gonna add some of this to my bruschetta or my bruschetta. And I'm gonna get it all mixed up. And I want to let you know that some people may say, well, you know, it might taste very garlicky, but I'll have you know that once you roast garlic, the flavor just tones itself right down. You get a really nice flavor without the overpowerment of garlic. All right. So we get that. We're just gonna put some in there. Well, I mean, I like lots of garlic, so let's just put the whole thing in there. Oh, what the heck? What the heck? And I'm just gonna take the ones that's not done. I'm gonna show you how it works. I'm just gonna grab it and give it a squeeze. Look at that. Give it a squeeze, and all the garlic itself will just ooze right out of there. Look at that. So once I get the garlic out of the actual, I'm just gonna mush it up again. And the reason I'm doing this for a second time is I've got 2 heads of garlic, and it's no point putting it to waste. I'm just gonna mush it up, and then I'm gonna be adding some olive oil to this. Just gonna add some olive oil, okay? And this I'm going to, and I also like to put just a bit of Himalayan sea salt as well as freshly ground black pepper. And once again, this is just going to bring out the flavor. Okay, I'm just going to give it a little mush. And the reason I'm doing this, in case you're wondering, is I'm going to be using this and I'm going to be adding this to my bread just before. So I'm really infusing the olive oil with the garlic. Okay, so if I do get some chunks of garlic on there, it'll be perfectly fine. All right. So now we're going to move this over here. And our next step is we're going to take our Parmigiano Reggiano and we're going to grate some cheese. All right, so when we're all set, we're going to be adding, I've got my trusted grater here. I'm going to be using the final grated side, and I'm just going to grate away. Now, when it comes to cheese, you can use a lot or you can use a little. It all depends on what you like. It depends on your preference. As you can see, it's coming out there in the bottom. All right, I just keep grating away. For one, I like a lot of cheese, so. Lo will always argue, that's too much cheese, it's no good for you. Yeah, well, it tastes good. And when I go out, I'm going to go out with a bang.
You're not going to sing while you're grating?
Well, I could sing, but I'm
An Italian opera, baby?
An Italian opera. You know, I work with a really, really talented Italian opera singer.
Oh yeah, he's fantastic.
Maybe one of these days I'll invite him over to to sing opera whenever I make an Italian dish. I like to just kind of. So we just as we go along, we just put all our tomato topping just on there. This stuff is just lovely, just real beautiful tomato. And you know the best thing about this is I harvest and I grow all this, and that's the beauty of it. So I'm eating what I grow, and what's the term? Grow what you eat and eat what you grow. I'm doing just that. I'm enjoying my harvest, fruits of my labor. Literally. All right.
And guys, it smells really good. The basil and the garlic together just smells so good.
Not just the garlic, the roasted garlic.
The roasted
makes
garlic.
a big difference.
It sure does.
And we've got our Parmigiano Reggiano.
Parmigiano Reggiano. Look at that.
And I've got one more to top. Once I do that, so I've got my tomatoes laid down on my my baguette, and I'm going to be adding sprinkles of Parmesan cheese and delicious goodness. So just get there, just kind of sprinkle it over top. Now we have two choices when it comes to serving this. We can actually serve it just the way it is, and it'll be absolutely lovely just the way it is. Or we can put it in the oven and just get a nice little blast of heat from the top. Okay, a nice little braise from the top, and put some color onto it. Okay, it's your choice, whatever your preference is. As for me, I like them both. I have them both ways. That's called bruschetta, both ways. Look at that. And a little extra cheese here, but you know, a little extra cheese never hurt. Just get it on top. Never hurt. Just make sure you get it on top of the tomatoes and not on the tray, because once it gets on the tray, you can't eat it. And we want to eat all of it, don't we? And I'm going to be setting my my oven here to broil, guys. And I'm going to be putting it at broil. I'm going to put it at high heat, and I'm going to set it up top. Hopefully this thing will get a quick little blast, but don't take your eyes off it, because if you do, you will burn it. So here we go.
And how long are you going to keep it in there?
I'm going to keep it in there for roughly about maybe a minute, but I'm going to keep an eye on it the entire time, because that broiler is going to get going very fast, and I don't want to burn my bruschetta.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I'm going to be taking my bruschetta out of the oven. I'm going to hit the off button, and I'm going to pull that out of there. Nice, melted, golden. Look at that goodness. Isn't that delicious? Look at that loveliness. And what I'm going to do, I've also got some Glaze balsamic vinegar here, okay? It's a Glaze reduction of vinegar, balsamic vinegar. I'm going to add a little bit of a topping on a few of them, just for a variation. And you're going to see that, look at that. Now you do find some restaurants, this is what they do to get that nice little variation. So we're just gonna add a little, and the balsamic vinegar gives it a nice balsamic taste, and it really just bursts the flavor out of there and add a little extra dimension. So we're just gonna drop these on our plates. We're gonna add a couple of these ones with the balsamic. Look at that. Sucky, sucky. You tell me that don't look good. Look at that. Take a look at the goodness that we have created. So check it out. I've got my bruschetta already, shall we say bruschetta already, all set on the table. We got a balsamic vinegar as our variation, and we're gonna do a little taste test. So check this out. Come on, guys, dig in. Just grab a piece, and I'm telling you, it's gonna be yumming. It just smells good.
Okay, Renee, what's it like?
I tell you, that first bite is a bite of heavenly. What do you think, Jamal?
What do you think?
It's good. I like it.
He likes it.
I like the tomatoes. I like the cheese.
Aha.
Very refreshing.
I like tomatoes.
Okay.
You guys like tomatoes?
You want to close
Want
it?
to try
Dave?
some? Yeah, try some. So if you like this bruschetta demonstration and you want to see more episodes, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you on the next episode.
Subscribe to the video.